There comes a time in life when you realize that you don't have to always be available, constantly giving pieces of yourself away to others. It's important to recognize your own worth and value your time, your space, and your energy. Today I want to talk to you about something that is incredibly empowering. Let them miss you. Your energy is one of the most precious resources you possess. It affects everything: your physical health, your emotional well-being, and even your relationships with others. Yet all too often we overlook the importance of conserving and honoring our energy. We give it away freely to people, tasks, and situations that drain us, leaving us feeling exhausted and unfulfilled. Learning to honor your own energy is not just about avoiding burnout. It's about respecting your own worth and understanding that your time and vitality are valuable. When you're constantly available to others, constantly saying yes to every request, you deplete yourself. People may not realize the toll this takes on you, but deep down you feel it. Every time you give without considering your own needs, you're allowing your energy to be siphoned away. And the more this happens, the less you have to give to yourself. This can lead to feelings of resentment, fatigue, and even burnout. It's a cycle that can be hard to break once it's established. But it's not impossible, and it starts with the decision to value your energy. Honoring your energy begins with setting boundaries. Boundaries are not barriers to love or connection. They are simply guidelines that protect your well-being. They are a way of saying, I value myself enough to give myself the time and space I need to thrive. Setting boundaries means understanding your limits and being honest with yourself about what you can and cannot do. It's about not overcommitting to others at the expense of your own peace. When you honor your own energy, you understand that it's okay to say no. You don't have to explain or justify it. You simply recognize that you deserve time for yourself. It's easy to fall into the trap of people-pleasing, where you feel obligated to meet everyone else's needs, even at the cost of your own. But when you do this, you put yourself at risk of emotional depletion. You cannot give from an empty cup. By constantly expending your energy for others without considering your own needs, you are teaching yourself and others that your energy is not as important as theirs. This is a harmful mindset that can lead to burnout and disillusionment. Honoring your energy also means being selective about where and how you spend it. You don't have to be involved in every conversation, every event, or every project. Choose to engage in activities that replenish and inspire you rather than drain you. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, who respect your energy, and who understand the value of mutual exchange. It's not about cutting people out of your life, but about choosing relationships that honor and support you. When you honor your energy, you recognize that you don't have to spread yourself thin. Instead, you invest in the people and activities that truly nourish you. Moreover, honoring your energy isn't just about what you do for others, it's about taking time for yourself to recharge. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to forget the importance of self-care. But when you honor your energy, you create time for rest and relaxation. This isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. Whether it's through meditation, a walk in nature, reading, or simply sitting in stillness, these moments of rest are essential for your well-being. Your body and mind need time to reset, to clear away the clutter, and to rejuvenate so that you can show up fully for the things and people that matter most. Another vital aspect of honoring your energy is listening to your body. Your body is constantly communicating with you, telling you when you need rest, when you're stressed, or when something doesn't feel right. Pay attention to these signals. If you feel tired, take a break. If something feels off, trust your intuition. Honoring your energy means being in tune with yourself, recognizing when your physical and emotional states require attention, and responding with care and compassion. It means respecting the limits of your body and not pushing yourself past them for the sake of others. The power of honoring your own energy is transformative. When you begin to respect your energy, you shift from a place of depletion to a place of empowerment. You stop living from a place of scarcity, always worried about running out of time or energy. Instead, you embrace abundance, the abundance of self-love, self-care, and the freedom to choose how you invest your energy. As you honor yourself, you'll notice a shift in your life. Your relationships will become healthier, your work will feel more aligned, and your sense of peace will deepen. You will no longer feel like you're constantly running on empty, but rather you'll begin to fill yourself up so that you have more to offer to the world around you. In the end, honoring your energy isn't about being selfish, it's about being self-aware and self-respecting. By valuing your energy, you teach others to do the same. You teach them that your time and your presence are precious. And when you honor your energy, you create space for the things that truly matter to come into your life. Creating space for yourself is one of the most transformative practices you can implement in your life. In a world that constantly demands your attention, your time, and your energy, it can feel almost impossible to find room for yourself. Yet, creating space isn't just about physical distance from others, it's about emotional, mental, and spiritual space. It's about allowing yourself the freedom to exist outside of other people's expectations and outside of the noise of daily life. By creating space for yourself, you are honoring your own needs and fostering an environment where you can grow, reflect, and truly thrive. When we talk about creating space, it often conjures images of solitude, moments when we are alone, free from the pressures of the world. And while solitude can be a key part of creating space, it is not the only way. Space can also be emotional space, taking time to process your thoughts, feelings, and experiences without the interference of external influences. It's about carving out mental space, where you are free from distractions and negativity, allowing yourself the opportunity to think clearly and reconnect with your inner self. Creating space starts with the decision to prioritize yourself. In a society that constantly pushes us to be busy, productive, and always available to others, it can be challenging to take a step back. But when you make the conscious choice to create space for yourself, you're essentially deciding that your well-being matters. You are giving yourself permission to take a break from the demands of work, relationships, and other commitments to recharge and nurture your mind and body. You are saying that you are worthy of time and attention, even if it's just for you. One of the simplest ways to begin creating space is to eliminate unnecessary clutter. This can be physical clutter in your home, work environment, or digital space. When your surroundings are chaotic, it can feel like there's no room for anything new, no room to breathe. Clearing out the clutter, whether it's through cleaning, organizing, or simply removing things that no longer serve you, creates a fresh, open environment that fosters clarity and calm. This physical space can act as a reflection of your inner state, and when the outside is clear, your mind often follows suit. But creating space isn't just about what you remove, it's about what you put in. You need to make intentional decisions about what you allow into your life. This includes the people you spend time with, the activities you engage in, and the media you consume. If something drains you or takes away from your peace, it's okay to let it go. Creating space means choosing to surround yourself with things that support your growth and well-being. It's about bringing in energy that aligns with who you are and who you're becoming. This means allowing people into your life who uplift you, who encourage your personal growth, and who respect your boundaries. Creating space also means making time for the things that nourish your soul. In the hustle and bustle of life, it's easy to forget the things that bring you joy. But when you intentionally create time for the activities that make you feel alive, Whether that's reading, walking in nature, meditating, or simply sitting in silence, you are giving yourself the gift of rejuvenation. These moments of stillness and joy are not indulgences, they are necessary for your mental and emotional health. They allow you to reconnect with yourself and gain a deeper understanding of who you are. In relationships, creating space doesn't mean withdrawing completely, it means finding a healthy balance. Often we can become so entangled in the lives of others that we lose sight of our own needs. But it's important to remember that healthy relationships are built on mutual respect for each other's space. Creating emotional space in relationships means recognizing that you are both separate individuals with your own dreams, boundaries, and emotional needs. It's about allowing each other the space to grow, evolve, and be true to yourselves. Another crucial aspect of creating space is the practice of saying no. Saying no isn't just about refusing requests, it's about honoring your energy and your time. It's about acknowledging that you have the right to protect your own well-being, and that sometimes saying no is the most loving thing you can do for yourself. By saying no to things that drain you or don't align with your values, you are creating the space necessary for things that truly matter to show up. And saying no is a powerful way of teaching others to respect your space as well. Creating space for yourself also means giving yourself permission to rest. In our fast-paced society, we are often conditioned to think that rest is a luxury or a sign of weakness. But rest is essential for both physical and mental recovery. It's when we rest that we allow our bodies to heal, our minds to reset, and our spirits to replenish. By making rest a priority, you create the space necessary for your body to function at its best and for your mind to remain sharp and focused. Finally, creating space is a continuous practice. It's not a one-time action, but an ongoing commitment to yourself. It requires self-awareness and an understanding that you are worthy of space, time, and care. As you continue to make space for yourself, you'll find that your life becomes more fulfilling, more centered, and more aligned with your true purpose. You'll also find that the more space you create, the more you have to give to others. When you honor your own space, you create the foundation for a life that is rich with meaning, connection, and peace. In a world driven by social media, comparisons, and constant external feedback, it's easy to feel that our worth is tied to how others perceive us. Validation from others can feel reassuring and even necessary at times, as if it's a measure of our value or success. But relying solely on external validation can create a shaky foundation. When we seek validation outside of ourselves, we hand over our sense of worth to circumstances and opinions that are beyond our control. This dependence can lead to feelings of insecurity and a lack of fulfillment, because no matter how much approval we receive, there is always the possibility that it may be fleeting. True, lasting self-worth comes from inner validation, the ability to recognize and honor our own value independently of external praise or criticism. Inner validation begins with self-acceptance. It's about embracing ourselves as we are, with all our strengths, weaknesses, imperfections, and uniqueness. When we validate ourselves, we acknowledge our own inherent worth without waiting for someone else to confirm it. This practice of self-recognition is powerful because it allows us to appreciate who we are, instead of constantly striving to become what we think others want us to be. We stop chasing an ideal that's shaped by other people's expectations and begin to live more authentically. By accepting ourselves, we create a stable foundation from which true growth and fulfillment can arise. Building inner validation requires us to shift our focus from external to internal measures of worth. Instead of basing our self-esteem on praise, rewards, or status, we turn inward to evaluate our own values, efforts, and intentions. When we measure ourselves against our own standards, we cultivate a sense of autonomy and strength. For example, rather than waiting for someone to commend us on our work, we can ask ourselves whether we put forth our best effort and stay true to our values. This internal acknowledgement becomes our anchor, grounding us in our own sense of purpose and integrity, regardless of outside opinions. One of the challenges with inner validation is overcoming the fear of criticism or rejection. Many of us fear that if we don't align with others' expectations, we may be seen as less worthy or capable. This fear can lead us to conform, to seek approval, and to base our decisions on others' perspectives rather than our own. But inner validation requires the courage to trust in ourselves and our decisions, even when they differ from the norm. When we make choices that resonate with our values, we reinforce our sense of self and build resilience against criticism. Instead of shrinking in the face of disapproval, we learn to stand firm in our beliefs, knowing that our worth isn't dependent on others' opinions. Another important aspect of inner validation is self-compassion. To truly validate ourselves, we must be willing to treat ourselves with kindness and understanding, especially in moments of failure or self-doubt. Often we are our own harshest critics, quick to judge ourselves for any perceived shortcomings. However, self-compassion allows us to offer ourselves the same empathy we would extend to a friend. When we validate ourselves from a place of compassion, we acknowledge our efforts and intentions, even if the outcomes aren't perfect. This compassionate perspective helps us move forward without being weighed down by guilt or regret. Inner validation also empowers us to pursue our goals and dreams authentically. When we're driven by the need for external approval, we may find ourselves following paths that don't truly align with our passions or values. However, when we validate ourselves, we gain clarity about what genuinely fulfills us. We begin to make choices that align with our inner aspirations, rather than bending to fit societal expectations or others' definitions of success. This authenticity allows us to pursue our ambitions with purpose and satisfaction, creating a life that reflects our true self. Practicing inner validation doesn't mean we ignore feedback from others or live in isolation. It simply means that we take external feedback as information rather than the final word on our worth. Constructive feedback can be valuable for growth, but when we're grounded in inner validation, we're able to discern which feedback aligns with our values and which doesn't. We listen to others with an open mind, but we don't allow their opinions to define us. This balance gives us the flexibility to grow and learn while staying rooted in our self-worth. Inner validation also liberates us from the exhausting cycle of comparison. When we constantly compare ourselves to others, we lose sight of our own unique journey and accomplishments. Inner validation helps us focus on our personal growth and recognize our progress without the need to measure up to others. It allows us to appreciate our individuality and value our distinct path. Instead of feeling inadequate because someone else seems to be ahead, we learn to celebrate our own milestones, no matter how small they may seem in comparison. In embracing inner validation, we cultivate a sense of peace and contentment. No longer are we at the mercy of fleeting opinions or the ups and downs of external circumstances. Inner validation anchors us in a stable sense of worth, allowing us to approach life with confidence and trust in ourselves. We become resilient in the face of challenges, knowing that we can handle whatever comes our way because our worth isn't contingent on outside factors. The practice of inner validation is a lifelong journey, one that deepens as we grow and evolve. As we continue to validate ourselves from within, we build a foundation of unwavering self-acceptance and inner strength. This foundation not only enriches our lives, but also enhances our relationships, our work, and our ability to contribute meaningfully to the world. Inner validation frees us to live authentically, unburdened by the need for approval, and allows us to become the best version of ourselves on our own terms. The connection between the mind and body is a powerful and intricate relationship that influences nearly every aspect of our well-being. For centuries, this connection has been recognized across different cultures and medical systems, but in modern times, scientific research has further underscored its impact. Our thoughts, emotions, and mental states don't simply reside in the mind, they manifest physically in our bodies and affect our health in profound ways. When we understand and nurture this mind-body connection, we can improve our physical health, enhance our emotional well-being, and lead more balanced, fulfilling lives. One of the clearest ways the mind influences the body is through the stress response. When we perceive a situation as threatening or overwhelming, our brain triggers a cascade of physiological responses, the release of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, an increased heart rate and heightened alertness. This response, known as fight or flight, was essential for survival in early human history. However, in today's world, where stressors are often psychological rather than physical, prolonged stress can take a toll on our bodies. Chronic stress can contribute to a range of health issues, including high blood pressure, weakened immune function, digestive problems, and even cardiovascular disease. It's not just about feeling stressed, it's about how stress permeates our physical being. The mind-body connection is also evident in how our mental states impact our immune system. Research has shown that positive emotional states, such as feelings of joy, gratitude, and compassion, can enhance immune function, making the body more resilient to illness. Conversely, negative mental states like chronic worry, anger, or sadness can weaken the immune system over time, leaving us more susceptible to infections and other health issues. This connection reveals that tending to our emotional health can be just as vital as managing physical symptoms. Embracing practices that promote emotional well-being, such as meditation, mindfulness, or therapy, can have profound positive effects on our physical health by supporting a balanced immune response. Another example of the mind-body connection can be found in the placebo effect. When patients believe that a treatment will help them, even if it's a sugar pill with no active ingredients, they often experience real improvements in their symptoms. This phenomenon isn't just in their head. The belief in healing triggers physiological responses in the brain that alleviate pain or discomfort. The placebo effect illustrates the incredible power of the mind over the body. If our beliefs alone can lead to real changes in our physical state, then nurturing a positive, hopeful mindset becomes a crucial element of healing and wellness. Pain is another area where the mind and body interact closely. While pain is a physical sensation, it's profoundly influenced by our mental state. Studies have shown that people who feel anxious, fearful, or distressed often experience heightened pain, while those with a more positive or calm mindset may experience pain less intensely. Techniques like mindfulness, meditation, and cognitive behavioral therapy can help people reframe their experience of pain and manage it more effectively. These methods don't eliminate pain, but rather help individuals respond to it differently, reducing the suffering associated with it. This mind-body approach to pain management is especially valuable for those dealing with chronic pain, offering a way to live more comfortably despite their condition. The mind-body connection also plays a significant role in our ability to recover from illness or injury. A positive outlook and a sense of purpose have been linked to faster recovery times and better health outcomes. Patients who believe in their capacity to heal, stay hopeful, and engage in supportive relationships tend to fare better than those who feel hopeless or isolated. This doesn't mean that optimism alone can cure all ailments, but it does mean that a positive mindset can be a powerful complement to medical treatment, enhancing its effects and supporting the body's natural healing processes. Physical activity is one of the most effective ways to harness the mind-body connection. Exercise doesn't just strengthen the body, it boosts mental health by releasing endorphins and other feel-good chemicals that reduce stress and elevate mood. Activities like yoga, tai chi, and other forms of movement that emphasize mindful awareness can be particularly beneficial as they integrate both mental and physical aspects of wellness. These practices encourage us to pay attention to our breath, posture, and sensations, helping to quiet the mind and reduce stress. In doing so, they offer a holistic approach to health, promoting not only physical fitness but also emotional balance and mental clarity. Another crucial aspect of the mind-body connection is the role of mental practices like visualization and positive affirmation. Visualization, or mentally rehearsing positive outcomes, can be a powerful tool for both mental and physical well-being. Athletes, for example, often use visualization techniques to improve their performance by mentally rehearsing each step of their actions. This technique helps not only with physical performance but also with confidence and focus. Similarly, positive affirmation statements that affirm our worth, strength, or health can help reframe our self-perception, fostering a positive mental environment that supports physical well-being. When we engage in these practices regularly, we strengthen our belief in ourselves and our ability to handle life's challenges. The relationship between the mind and body also reminds us of the importance of balance. Just as our mental state affects our body, our physical state can also influence our mind. Poor sleep, an unhealthy diet, or lack of physical activity can all negatively impact our mood, energy levels, and cognitive function. By taking care of our bodies through good nutrition, exercise, and rest, we support our mental health as well. This holistic approach to health recognizes that mind and body are interdependent. What we do to nourish one inevitably nourishes the other. Ultimately, the mind-body connection offers a pathway to wellness that acknowledges the interconnectedness of all aspects of our being. When we approach our health with this awareness, we become empowered to make choices that support our whole self. We understand that caring for our mental state is just as important as caring for our physical body, and we recognize the potential for healing that exists within our own minds. The mind-body connection is a reminder that we are not separate parts, but a unified whole. And by nurturing both mind and body, we cultivate a state of health that is resilient, balanced, and deeply fulfilling. Embracing your own worth is a profound and transformative journey that begins with recognizing the inherent value you possess, regardless of external circumstances or opinions. In a world that often tries to define us by achievements, appearance, or societal expectations, it is crucial to remember that your worth is not contingent upon these fleeting factors. Your worth is intrinsic. It's woven into the very fabric of who you are. Embracing this truth means releasing self-doubt, breaking free from negative beliefs, and accepting yourself fully, flaws and all. At the core of embracing your own worth is the ability to recognize that you are deserving of love, respect, and happiness simply because you exist. Often we place conditions on our self-worth, thinking that we need to accomplish certain things or fit into a particular mold before we are worthy. This mindset can lead to perpetual dissatisfaction as we chase after external validation instead of acknowledging our inherent value. The truth is, you are worthy right now just as you are, without needing to change a single thing about yourself. When you embrace your own worth, you begin to cultivate self-love. Self-love is not a narcissistic or egotistical concept. Rather, it is the deep recognition that you deserve to care for yourself in the same way you would care for someone you love. It involves taking the time to nurture your body, mind, and soul, and to treat yourself with kindness and compassion. Self-love is the foundation upon which all other forms of love are built. When you love yourself, you are better able to give love to others without losing yourself in the process. A key aspect of embracing your worth is learning to set healthy boundaries. Many people struggle with boundaries, either because they fear rejection or because they believe their worth is tied to being constantly available to others. But the truth is, boundaries are a form of self-respect. They are an expression of your value and an acknowledgement that your time, energy, and emotions are precious. When you set clear boundaries, you teach others how to treat you and ensure that your needs are met without compromising your own well-being. Embracing your worth means you are not afraid to say no when necessary and to protect your peace, even if it means disappointing others. Embracing your worth also means letting go of self-criticism and perfectionism. Too often we measure our value by unrealistic standards, constantly focusing on what we haven't done or who we haven't become yet. We judge ourselves harshly for mistakes, imperfections, and shortcomings, which only serves to erode our sense of worth. But true self-acceptance comes from understanding that being imperfect is part of being human. Embracing your worth involves releasing the need to be perfect and instead accepting yourself with all your flaws, quirks, and vulnerabilities. It's about recognizing that your imperfections do not diminish your value. In fact, they make you beautifully human and relatable. Another crucial step in embracing your worth is learning to celebrate your accomplishments, no matter how small they may seem. Often we are so focused on what we haven't achieved yet that we overlook the progress we've already made. It's important to take time to acknowledge your victories and to be proud of yourself for the efforts you've put forth. This doesn't mean becoming complacent or resting on your laurels, but rather recognizing that every step forward is a testament to your strength, resilience, and growth. Celebrating your accomplishments reinforces the belief that you are worthy of success and happiness, and it builds the confidence to continue moving forward. Embracing your worth also means recognizing that you are not defined by the opinions of others. It's easy to let the judgments, criticisms, or praise of others dictate how we feel about ourselves. But when we embrace our worth, we release the need for external validation. Your value is not determined by how others perceive you, it is determined by how you perceive yourself. When you are grounded in your own worth, the opinions of others no longer hold the same weight. You become free to live authentically, to pursue your dreams, and to make choices that align with your true self, regardless of what others may think. Self-compassion is another vital element of embracing your worth. It's easy to be hard on yourself, especially when things don't go as planned or when you make mistakes. But self-compassion allows you to treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer to a dear friend. Instead of berating yourself for your perceived failures, you approach yourself with patience, forgiveness, and empathy. You recognize that mistakes are a natural part of life and that they do not diminish your value. Self-compassion helps you maintain your self-worth, even during difficult times, and supports your growth and healing process. Finally, embracing your own worth means recognizing the power of self-belief. Believing in your worth is the first step toward achieving your goals and dreams. When you truly embrace your value, you stop doubting yourself and start trusting in your abilities. You become aware of your strengths and talents and use them to create the life you desire. This belief in yourself becomes a driving force, propelling you toward your goals, no matter the obstacles you may encounter. Embracing your worth empowers you to take bold steps, to take risks, and to pursue your dreams with confidence and determination. In the end, embracing your own worth is an ongoing journey. It's a commitment to accepting yourself fully and unapologetically, to treating yourself with love and respect, and to setting boundaries that honor your needs. It's about recognizing that you are already enough, just as you are, and that your value is not dependent on anyone or anything outside of yourself. When you embrace your worth, you create a life that reflects the truth of who you are, filled with self-love, fulfillment, and the courage to live authentically. Letting go of the fear of missing out, FOMO, is a transformative process that begins with understanding the roots of this fear and how it impacts our lives. FOMO is a natural human response to the sense that we might be missing out on something important or valuable, whether it's a social event, an opportunity, or a trend that others seem to be enjoying. This fear is often fueled by comparisons to others and the pressure to keep up with a world that is constantly in motion. However, when we give in to FOMO, we risk losing sight of our own values, desires, and goals. Letting go of this fear is about reclaiming control of our lives and prioritizing what truly matters to us. The first step in letting go of the fear of missing out is recognizing that life is not a competition. In today's world, especially with the prevalence of social media, it's easy to fall into the trap of comparing ourselves to others. We see our friends, peers, or even strangers enjoying experiences that we feel we should be having, and this can create a sense of inadequacy or anxiety. However, comparison steals our peace and distracts us from our own path. Every person's journey is unique, and the opportunities that are available to others are not necessarily the ones that are best for us. Letting go of FOMO involves recognizing that what others are doing is not a reflection of what we should be doing. Our lives are our own, and we have the freedom to choose how we spend our time and energy. Another crucial step in overcoming FOMO is learning to be present in the moment. Often the fear of missing out is rooted in the worry about what we're not experiencing right now. We might be at an event, but our minds are elsewhere, thinking about other places or people we could be with. We might check our phones to see what others are doing instead of fully engaging in the current experience. The more we live in a state of constant distraction, the more we miss out on the richness of the present moment. Letting go of FOMO means cultivating mindfulness and focusing on where we are, who we are with, and what we are doing at any given time. When we give our full attention to the present, we can savor the experiences we're having, rather than worrying about the ones we're not. It's also important to understand that not everything that seems exciting or important is actually beneficial for us. The fear of missing out often leads us to pursue things just because they appear popular or trendy without considering whether they align with our personal values or long-term goals. Not every invitation or opportunity is worth taking. Sometimes saying no is the healthiest choice we can make for ourselves. Letting go of FOMO means giving ourselves permission to step away from things that don't serve our well-being or contribute to our growth. We can't say yes to everything, and trying to do so only leads to burnout, dissatisfaction, and a lack of fulfillment. By learning to say no to things that don't align with our purpose, we create space for the things that truly matter. Another aspect of overcoming FOMO is practicing self-acceptance. The fear of missing out often stems from feelings of inadequacy, or the belief that our lives aren't as exciting, fulfilling, or meaningful as those of others. This sense of not enough can make us feel like we're falling behind or that we're somehow lacking. However, when we accept ourselves as we are and appreciate the unique path we're on, we can let go of the need for constant comparison. Self-acceptance is about honoring our own experiences and understanding that our worth is not determined by what others are doing. It's about trusting that the life we're living is enough, and that the opportunities we have are right for us, even if they don't look like someone else's. Letting go of FOMO also requires reframing how we view our time. Many times we fear missing out because we feel like time is running out or that we're not taking advantage of every possible opportunity. But the truth is, time is not something to be hoarded or maximized at all costs. It's something to be spent wisely on things that bring us joy, fulfillment, and growth. FOMO can make us feel like we have to do everything, but the reality is that we can only do so much, and trying to do it all will often leave us feeling scattered and unfulfilled. Letting go of the fear of missing out involves trusting that there will always be more opportunities and that we don't need to rush through life to experience everything. A key component of overcoming FOMO is practicing gratitude. When we focus on what we already have and appreciate the experiences, people, and opportunities in our lives, we shift our mindset from scarcity to abundance. Gratitude helps us see that we are not missing out on anything essential because everything we need is already within our reach. Instead of looking at what we lack, we begin to acknowledge and celebrate what we have. This shift in perspective helps us release the anxiety that comes with FOMO and fosters a deeper sense of contentment and satisfaction. Finally, letting go of FOMO means embracing the power of choice. We have the ability to choose what we give our attention to, and we can choose to focus on the things that align with our values and goals. When we make conscious choices about where we direct our energy, we stop being reactive to external influences and become more intentional in our actions. This sense of agency empowers us to live with purpose and peace, free from the constant fear of missing out on something better. Letting go of the fear of missing out is a journey towards self-empowerment, mindfulness, and acceptance. It requires us to release the need for external validation, to embrace the present moment, and to trust in the choices we make. By focusing on our own path and recognizing that our worth is not defined by what others are doing, we can create a life that is deeply fulfilling and free from the anxiety of missing out. We are enough as we are, right here, right now.